Hello, I'm Brennan Way. You're listening to Simple as ABD. As the title so clearly suggests, each episode of this show features conversations based around subjects beginning with a certain letter of the alphabet. No, it's not like QI. In this show, we're both Alan Davies. Each week, I'll have a range of words written on a whiteboard as prompts, but the chat could go anywhere. This week, we're digging round D so we could drop into a dairy in Derry, doodle in Dickens's diary, drive a dinghy to Denmark, or just down a drink downtown. The show will be delightful, dramatic, decent, and drumstick. Let's meet my guest. It's a distinctly droll dandy, Dan Luxton.
Hello.
How are you?
Alright.
Good, cool. Now, Dan, you once played a mutt in a hat. What is your view on dogs in clothes?
I'm not a big fan of dogs, if I'm honest. I mean, they're better than cats, which are...
So you don't mind whether they're in clothes?
No, well, I'm coming to that. I mean, I like them better than cats. Cats just foxes with their faces caved in with a shovel.
Is that what you do to foxes?
That's
how you know.
That's what I like to do to cats. But dogs, they're alright. They just kind of follow you around with their gruesome saliva, dripping tongue hanging out, staring up at you longingly. I think, what do you want from me? Sod off. But I don't understand people that can love their dogs enough to treat them like human beings and dress them up as Luke Skywalker or what have you.
It's partly kid substitute, partly look, he's human too. Look, he knows his name.
I know, it's the child substitute thing. That's what really gets me. They are not your children. There's not going to be a point at which their brains develop sufficiently for them to be able to talk back at you.
I also a dog in a pram.
I was on a train journey with my family over the summer. Mm-hmm. And the journey there, like the first half of the journey, there was a family with a small child sitting behind us. And then the second half of the journey, there was a couple with a dog. And the conversation behind us was exactly the same both halves of the journey. It was, oh, look out the window, look at the trees going past. Oh, isn't it brilliant? Yeah, we're on a train going on the railway.
Not in the quiet coach, though.
No. It was like a vintage steam railway.
Wow, that's the only way you travel.
It would be. If I could, it would be. But, yeah, so it's like, yes, when it's a baby, that's a wonderful conversation.
You're trying to expand their vocabulary.
Engage them with the world around them. And the child will develop in a few years' time. The child will be able to speak back at them and go, look, Daddy, out the train window, a big old tree. The dog is not going to be able to do that one day.
The dog's going to look at the tree and go, that's it, piss.
Yeah, no. All a dog does is go, woof, and scramble over the train coach seats and spread its fleas everywhere. A child doesn't do that. A child engages with the world.
I suppose it's nits everywhere.
Yeah, encouraging a child's brain is one of the greatest things you can ever do. Trying to encourage a dog's brain to develop is one of the most asinine things you can do because it is entirely pointless and is never going to have any bearing on anything. Why do you have pets? What's the point of it?
It teaches you compassion.
Having a child teaches you compassion.
No, you teach the kid compassion. If you don't have a sibling, it teaches them responsibility for the first time.
But no, interacting with other human beings teaches people responsibility. Learning not to steal someone else's calculator.
It helps for the parent later, you know.
No, it doesn't.
If they kill their dog, they'll be a bad parent. They'll learn.
No, it doesn't. What do goldfish have in common with babies?
Memory loss?
Having a goldfish as a pet when you're 5 does not prepare you in any way for the rigours and responsibilities of bringing a new human being into the world. It's
the lowest degree of responsibility you build up from a goldfish.
No, you don't. Because, alright, what's next after goldfish?
Hamster.
Have you got to go through every single animal in the animal kingdom?
It's like a video game.
Yeah, you go up one.
Level up, yeah.
What is it? Goldfish, hamster, cat, dog, rhinoceros, baby? No. And it's unfair on people with allergies.
Okay. Is this your personal growth? Or?
Well, no, my parents have allergies, and so we never had a pet because...
My mum's allergic to cats, but we have one. She's fine with it.
But
magic.
I would never have wanted a pet anyway because it's utterly pointless. It's not a two-way relationship. They can't ever respond back to you. They go, oh, dog's their man's best friend. No, they're not. If a dog is your best friend, seek help. Go to night classes or something. Make some human friends for crying out loud. If your best friend is some little thing around your knees that goes and fetches your stick and then traps on your floor, then you're a very sad individual and you should commit suicide immediately.
Got a message for all dog owners today. Dogs are also stupidly loyal. You can do anything and it'll come back to you.
I know.
It's still not annoying when you throw the stick again. It's actually what are you about? Oh, okay, I'll get it back again. No, go. There we are.
Exactly. I can't stand being around stupid people.
I don't think you'd want your friend to be stupidly loyal.
Yeah,
I'd take advantage of that one.
It's irritating just sitting next to a stupid human being for half an hour.
You're going to enjoy this show then.
With someone, if you're stuck with a creature that is by nature an imbecile, that would just drive me up the wall. I would own that dog for about 2 days before I wrung its neck. I certainly wouldn't put bloody clothes on it. If owning a dog is preparation for having a baby, why do we never see dogs in baby grows? You know, why do we always see them dressed as Darth Vader or dressed as a Scotsman or whatever?
Are they dogs better preparations than dolls? Because that's the other thing. You have dolls.
Oh, dolls.
You can get ones that wee.
That's foul. What the hell is wrong with people? Why do they want 6-year-olds to... Why are we preparing 6-year-olds to be mothers? That's just encouraging teenage pregnancy. If we
got rid of all dolls. No teenage pregnancy.
No, I mean, you know, like little rag dolls, they'd be fine, but anatomically correct dolls, you know, this is how you milk a That's the next one, breastfeeding babies. That little
child. Sorry, what? What do you mean a breast get fake boobs? What?
That's the next step. We've gone from...
You've got ones that only drink from bottles.
Yeah, drink from bottles, shit in a potty. The next step of breastfeeding babies that go, Mama, want milk. And then the 6-year-old child holds it up to its chest and it goes... That's foul and disgusting and people should be ashamed of themselves even thinking about it.
Wow, you've pioneered a new type of hate. Getting angry at things that don't exist, but things you think will.
Oh.
Tell you what I don't like, these flying skateboards, irresponsible!
Alright, okay, why do we only get babies?
What do you mean?
Why the dolls only come as babies? Why can't we get life-size 5-year-old dolls?
Probably staying in Japan.
Oh dear.
Kids aren't big enough to... 5-year-olds don't need toys of 5-year-olds because 5-year-olds are friends with actual 5-year-olds. They've moved on from staying at home and pretending to be mummy.
So they're one step above people who own dogs in that they actually leave the house and befriend other human beings. So that's encouraging.
Yeah, eventually. I don't know why. It's like rooted in us to play mummy and daddies and have a fake kitchen.
Well, yeah, I had a toy kitchen as a youngster. You know,
had tea bites.
No, I turned it into a cafe and had my mum come and buy food from me.
Weird. I was the postman. Made my mum write letters, insisted they all be different.
Did you read them to make sure they were different? You get kicked out of Royal Mail.
I have no idea.
Reading
how rigorous I was.
Reading people's mail.
I wasn't nicking pipes.
You nicked fivers when you were a kid.
That's the thing they say what postmen do, isn't it? They take your birthday money. Well, I've not actually had it.
Is that the explanation you were given as to why you never had a birthday present when you were young? Postman stolen it.
Yeah. No, I got money for child. Got loads. That's the benefit of American grandparents.
Well, they don't understand the dollar-pound conversion, so they just send you 1,000 quid.
Brilliant. There's cards for everything. Halloween, Valentine's Day. The only Valentine's cards I've had.
Oh, that's pointless. What is with cards? Cards have no purpose. They are literally just a piece of material on which you go, it's Christmas. I know it's Christmas.
I hope you have a good Christmas. Well, I'd hope you imagine that anyway. I don't need to be reminded that you think I would have a good Christmas. I just think it's written. You think I'm going to have a good Christmas, a happy birthday.
I mean, okay, if it's like from a relative that you haven't seen in years, they send you a Christmas card, that's fine. They should probably have written you a letter instead of some pithy platitude that you fit 5 words on.
Yeah.
But it's like waking up on Christmas morning and having to give a Christmas card to every member of your immediate family as well. You just bought them several expensive presents each. Why do I need to write a Christmas card to my sister, who I just saw the night before?
Yeah, I do wonder about that. I mean, Dad makes us lovely little handmade cards, but I hesitate giving it to anyone else in the family.
Handmade cards are nice.
I used to do cartoons for all the school, which I then send.
We should have more handmade things at Christmas. At the moment, it is all either buying pointless cards or just buying presents from a shop and then wrapping them in paper you just bought from a shop. There should be more handmade.
Yeah, my dad suggested jams are a nice present.
Handmade crafts for Christmas, but as well as expensive presents, because if you don't get an expensive present, then you feel you've missed out.
I was like getting books at Christmas, you know, several celebrity or biographies, one's usually comedian, and I usually get that.
David Jason's autobiography. Wow, isn't it?
Yes, in its own form and in Bridget Jones'
Yes.
latest.
Yeah. People were reading Bridget Jones. I wasn't expecting this to be so good. Wasn't expecting this to be so well written. Oh wait, it's David Jason's autobiography.
And he's also in the news for Open All Hours. He's coming back.
Yes, Open All Hours is coming. How the hell is that going to work?
Well, David Jason says, "Oh, I'm sure people will love to know what Granville's up to."
No!
You're 70 now. We don't care what he's probably a kid. Fine. You don't want to see the old characters.
Yeah.
You watch that show, Ronnie Barker. He's dead. It's quite shocking that the corner shop would still be open 30, 40 years later.
It's quite shocking. There will be a corner shop in operation in 2013. Yeah.
Yeah. And all the old people still go there. Really? Just glad it still goes there, even though it's where her crush lives. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just going to see David Jason.
What other old 70s and 80s sitcoms would you like to see come back for one last special?
Oh, name any, and they'll probably do it anyway. I mean, our
Well,
family's
there's
still
like
doing
no
specials
one
and
alive
stuff.
from Are You Being Served now. They go play Mr. Rumble, and that's it. That's the only guy still alive from Are You Being Served. That's
Just be him in the
depressing.
store,
Yeah,
having
just
flashbacks.
the store's closed down and it's just him as a homeless guy sitting in the... That would be the most dark, depressing thing ever.
They did an Hello Hello reunion, didn't they?
Yes!
As part of a night.
Yeah.
I think one of the writers just died, so they're not going to bring that back.
No. Most of the cast is on that stuff. That was early 90s. Although you could be forgiven for that. The writing style was distinctly 70s.
And I wasn't born until the 90s. Yes, I think I can be forgiven.
Well, no, Hello, it's like 20 years out of date. It's all the, haha, this guy's gay, that's hilarious. and all
He gets words wrong.
the smutty innuendos, it's, yeah. Like, Are You Being Served was out of date when it was made. Let's make it again 20 years later.
Yeah, that news did shock me. It's like, really? Open Hours is still a thing?
Well, I mean, it is fantastic.
Yeah, it's like,
It doesn't need to be brought back.
you just repeat it Christmas as usual. You don't need a new special.
Yeah.
Maybe see the old stuff. Yeah, there aren't many shows, I think.
Make new stuff. Stop bringing stuff back and stop remaking it. I mean, that said, I am excited to see the new Thunderbird series, the new CGI Thunderbird series.
Oh yeah, they're getting back. Is it the original Parker?
The original Parker, who is 88.
Yes.
They get him back
Well, he
for
was playing an old
the
man
voice.
anyway,
Yes.
so...
Yeah.
Now he keep against the lady, or is
I
that...
don't know.
Oh, no, wait, her name is just her name is Penelope.
Yeah, yes.
And
her
naturally,
name is-
she was the voice for something Penelope.
That's how it works.
Mm.
I mean, the CGI Captain Scarlet a few years ago was actually pretty good, so yeah, I'm excited for the CGI Thunderbird. So quite good.
Yeah, I mean, still, he's still going for 5 years, but obviously that's timeless.
So it's not CGI, is it?
No, but you can just tidy up the
God.
puppets. No.
God,
yeah, that would be horrific.
that'd be the last straw. It was bad enough. Thomas the Tank Engine went CGI, then Fireman Salmon CGI. Both look awful.
CGI, the mum, Norman's mum looks like a man in drag. They've not done that.
The whole CGI Fireman Sam just looks like a really dodgy computer game from 1995. That's the level of graphics.
No, cities are still a puppet, and the Muppets are still puppets. Obviously, they just use better CGI to take out the strings. Which works. It's quite weird, just in kind of war.
Yeah, the Muppets. There we go. I think I've dried up. Really topic of conversation.
Alright, we'll pick a topic from the board, and I'll leave that to a question.
Let's talk about Dracula.
Okay, for Dracula, I've written, why doesn't he just wear sunscreen shades and a hat?
Well, because a lot of sunscreen these days has garlic in it. And that's not true. I just made that up.
It's good though. I like that.
Why doesn't he wear sunscreen shades and a hat? Then people wouldn't know he was Dracula.
Yeah, they just think he was a tourist.
Yeah.
Well, that's even better for him. He
Just-
can sneak up on them.
But the whole point of Dracula is it's painfully obvious. The whole point of any vampire movie or book or TV series is it's so obvious that the pale guy with dark hair
He doesn't go out.
pointy teeth who talks in strange metaphors is a vampire. Shock horror. And everyone's, suddenly
Twilight,
taking
so you
us-
can just mistake them for being moody teens.
Yeah, well,
Just want to be alone.
almost for movie things. And Edward for just a crazy stalker.
Very cool.
What if Twilight happened in the real world? You get a doctor onto those people. They're so pale. You think, oh God, What's happening? Get him to hospital immediately.
Yeah, they left him to age as well.
Yeah, but
Look, they're all the yearbooks.
But if we just went by that, then people be accusing you of being a vampire.
I'm sure I'll get old eventually.
Yeah, it's like, oh, we're in Transylvania, and the toothless peasant is warning us not to go to the castle, and there's storms all around, and there's rumours that of a strange shadowy figure stalking the forest, abducting sheep. Oh my god! Suddenly, who's that? It's a vampire! Who'd have thought it?
Sounds like the worst reverse psychology, just really piling it on.
Yeah.
Oh, they must want me desperately to go. Ah, I didn't even play hard to get.
We're in a movie called The Rise of Dracula. Oh my god, who's that?
Pretty sure their characters never wear the title. That's the Great Before War.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah, people never go, oh, we're obviously in a horror film.
But there's nothing really sexual about the original Dracula book. There is kind of, it's a very Victorian view of sexuality,
Sure.
in that Dracula touched a woman. That's it. But today we've got shows like True Blood, the sort of stuff I never watched, precisely because the way they always advertise it is of naked, sexy people covered in blood on all the posters.
Not what
So
you're
there's
into.
more to the vampire legend than that, surely. Where's the...
Everything is too sexy nowadays. Even if they're abandoned on a desert island, they've got a good shade.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the key to vampirism is the dark, twisted nature of their soul, of the thousands of people that Vlad the Impaler killed, and that corrupted his soul enough to turn him into Dracula. And the worst these guys have ever done is probably pick up half a dozen STDs, the amount of people they bonk all over the place.
Yeah, blood sex is funny because they speed it up. I don't know what it's got to do with the vampire
Do
legend.
they play yakety sax over it?
That'd be awesome. They don't have time, it's over before that.
You watch any of Twilight? How do they do sex in
I watched the opening couple of minutes of the first.
That was enough.
On a sleepover, fell asleep, and then when I woke up a few minutes later, my friends had turned it off anyway. Yeah, I don't know how they do the sex scene. I got ventured to watch any of the Twilights. I'm not the type of market.
You surprise me.
Not into that.
No one's into that apart from...
But she should be. She made money out of it.
Yeah.
4 books. Probably she hasn't done any spin-offs like J.K. Rowling. Although I mean the first book of charity.
Yeah, but they were originally champion. Now she's making them into another movie franchise, so she can make millions and millions of dollars.
Probably due to Warner Brothers, because again, no original ideas. Let's make a new Batman.
Just say no, JK.
Okay, Jeff, so you won't give us another you won't write another Harry Potter. How about one of these spin-offs? Don't need to get any of the big name actors back. They want to distance themselves to the roles. Can we just do this small?
Yeah, I mean, that's at least I find the book is just some kind of anthology of...
It's a guidebook.
Yeah, it's a guidebook
Not
to
a story.
No.
Something from
But
the
they're making
Silmarillion.
it into a story.
Sure. Probably they won't go to full Peter Jackson. Make one book into 3. Yeah, a friend of mine said if they did the Silmarillion, it'd be awful to be a CGI shitfest.
Mm.
The shortest time, not much to it. Even if they expand it with supplementary materials like they're doing with Hobbit films, wouldn't be much to it. Just leave books alone! Come up with new ideas, Hollywood and TV, come on!
I mean, I didn't see the first Hobbit film. Did it feel like it was being stretched out unnecessarily? Because I don't think it doesn't deserve to be 3 films. Lord of the Rings was 3 films, and Lord of the Rings is probably about 4 times the size of The Hobbit, the book.
Sure. Hobbit, because it's a quest, it's just like they go to this place, they meet this person, and repeat. So it's hard to tell because they haven't made that much progress, slightly closer in each encounter.
It's all money making. It's all because The Hobbit was originally going to be just 1 film, and then it was 2, and now it's 3, and it'll probably be 4 by the time it gets released. The last Harry Potter film. Oh yeah, we'll split the last Harry Potter into 2. Why? What's the point? In the book of the Deathly Hallows, fudge all happens in the first half. They just sit in a tent being horrible to each other for 300 pages.
Yeah.
So did they make? I mean, I gave up on the film series after Chamber of Secrets, but I can't imagine that being particularly good. You know,
I think it's just they wanted to spend the battle for the majority of the last one. They want to do a big epic battle, get everyone back.
It lasts about a chapter in the book.
And maybe they brought it out in the film.
Yeah. I suppose it does make it a bit easier to take in because the battle and lots of chapter in the book, you know, you've got people dying every page.
Yeah,
much.
it's like a dozen main characters die.
Yeah. Well, nothing that really affects anyone. I mean, most of the deaths are so late in the book that they don't have time to have an effect on the narrative. It's not like Hermione dies a third of the way through and that affects the plot and the way they defeat Voldemort. It's just death for death's sake.
Yeah.
But not of anyone that actually matters.
Yeah, Hedwig. Harry went into mourning for the rest of the second book. Very different story.
I mean, Lupin's death isn't even on screen, as it were. It's not even on the page. It's just Harry walked past a row of corpses. One of them was his friend and mentor, Mr. Lupin.
Yeah. Mr. Lupin. Not Professor. Didn't actually graduate.
But there is no way to graduate. Education in the Wizarding World stops at the age of 18 after you leave.
Do they haven't graduated?
No, there is no Wizarding University. It's just you leave Hogwarts.
No, but I graduated sixth form, which just meant going to local church and going up and graduate certificate. Yeah, and we got 2 proms, so it was really egging it out. That's the American influence.
I know.
My brother went to this town square to see his friends go off the prom and then went home and watched all the Lord of the Rings films.
Good for him. I
Might have been a homemade coat as well.
never went to prom.
Well, it's not fun for you because you don't like dancing or drinking or
I don't know if I don't like dancing, but I've tried it and I never had any intentions of trying it.
Oh, I guess the musical number.
We can pretend we're dancing. It's a podcast. You can't see us.
They're apparently orbiting through space.
Yeah, the studios are actually on a space station.
Yeah.
The TalkingTosh studios are on our own geostationary orbit. Far above your heads, we've got Tosh floating out in the green room.
One hell of a commute, I must say.
Yeah, but it's worth it because it's space.
Yeah, it'd be fun for us. That's what the money is going towards, our commute to space.
Yes.
Taxis to the space station.
All your pennies are used wisely.
Yeah, here's pennies because the podcast doesn't make money. We'll never make money. We'll be poor.
Ask me a question.
Alright, pick a subject.
Doctor Who. What's your question about Doctor Who? I'm dying to know.
The TARDIS pops up. Where do you want to go?
I mean, obviously, I would love to go into the future to see what becomes of us. Is this if you could go to any point in history?
Yeah. You want to go in...
That's essentially what this question is.
Sure. Well, you could want to watch yourself. You could watch...
No! I've done that. I've lived my life once, so I don't want to go and watch me live it retrospectively. No,
you can go forward in time and see who the next Doctor is.
Yeah, I don't think it's me. Well, obviously, eventually I'd like to go to the 50s so I could live there forever. But before my eventual destination, I'd go back into prehistory and see the first humans. That'd be interesting. See the first buildings, the first constructions of humanity, discovery of farming, that kind of thing. More recent history. I don't know, what about Hastings, I guess?
Still on the hill with popcorn.
Yeah.
Look out, Harold!
Well, I mean, if I had the TARDIS, obviously it wouldn't be just limited to one trip. So I could go to all kinds of great historical moments. I'm a big history fan, so...
Yeah, Doctor was well up for that. He's always, where do you want to get?
Yeah.
Doesn't mind being used like that.
No.
And the TARDIS takes you to where there's trouble, so it would turn up, an alien Hastings needs to take them down.
Yeah. Always aliens. Doesn't need aliens. It can just be a show about historical discovery.
They should do a history show like that.
That's what Doctor Who started as an educational programme.
I thought it alternated with history now.
Yeah. But obviously there are aliens in it. The Daleks. But
Another D1?
Yes. Have you got a question about Daleks?
No.
Who
do you want to exterminate?
Oh, exterminate anyone in the world.
You don't need them that much, sure.
Who would it be if I could kill one person for the good of it'd be some terrorist chappie. I'm not au fait with who's in charge of Al Qaeda at the moment, but whoever it is, I'll probably set it up on them.
Sure, but there's structure probably in place so someone to come back.
Oh yeah.
Someone to do the new leader.
Yeah. Oh, it's difficult this killing people off, isn't it? I can see why so many people don't bother.
Yeah, I've happily gone through my life without killing.
Yeah, it's just a hassle, isn't it?
Yeah, goes in the body.
Yeah.
Burning your clothes. Actually, no, if we're in space, we take the body to space and just throw it out.
There's already forever. Space debris up there. I think people would notice if they already catalogue the little bits of metal and flecks of paint that's spinning around the Earth. I think they'd notice if there was a great big corpse.
Well, you suggest we killed a fat person.
Well, it would become bloated through the process of being exposed to the vacuum of space. The body would bloat, swell up. I don't know the exact science, but I assume it's all the moisture in the body freezes, and so the body swells.
Well, that's how people thought they were vampires. Because when you're dead, your body...
They tested to see if people were vampires by throwing them into space.
No, but when people are dead, their skin contorts, and it looks like your hair and nails have grown, so people thought that's alive. And also the gas inside you escapes and makes noises.
It does that in life as well.
Yeah, but that just made them think that the person below was moving, so they were all alive.
What, everyone to feel that they're vampires. All of them. Because that happens to everyone. So they just thought everyone was a vampire.
Yeah, they were terrified in the old days. You could say it was great. Maybe you have. Maybe you went back in time and told people that's not a vampire.
I really don't think that's what happened. I think they would have come to the conclusion that not everyone could be a vampire, and therefore there must be some kind of natural explanation, like magic. That was a natural explanation for medieval people. A wizard.
Magic, god, or bad smells.
Yes, and that's the name of our next podcast. Magic, god, or bad smells, you decide.
I've done a thing. What was it caused by? Wait till the smell test. What does God smell like?
Marmite.
Alright, did he invent it?
Well, he breathed on a bucket of pitch one sunny day in 1485, and when the villagers came to that bucket of tar and pitch, and they discovered it had been transformed into a fantastic substance, and when they tasted it, half of the village loved it and wanted to smear it on themselves and on everything around them, and the other half found it disgusting and abhorrent, and that's how the Wars of the Roses started.
Which you found out when you were travelling with Dr. Who.
Yes.
Yeah, the Marmite thing is interesting. Those are the only options. Well, no, those aren't the only options. Love, hate, mild disinterest.
Which are you?
Yeah, I like it. I wouldn't go as far as say I love it. I don't have it every day. I have Marmite in my cupboard. I don't get it out and draw it on my face with it or put it in everything.
Something else.
Yeah, it's love and hate. Why those two polarizing opinions? I mean, why this substance? Why is no other person or product been marketed that way before?
Well, the BNP tried to market themselves as it.
Yeah,
but they just discovered that the answer from everyone was hate.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Marmite would have distanced themselves.
Yeah, they did.
Plus, Marmite is brown, so surely a poor choice of product, BNP. They should have chosen toothpaste.
You're insinuating that the BNP is racist?
I think they've now had to change their legislation so they can have black members.
They've had to change their legislation so their slogan has to be BNP, the racist party.
Well, UKIP were picked up this year for 200 faces on their brochure, not a single non-white. Surely their PR person wants to make them, if they've got this reputation of being anti-Europe, anti-immigration, should have some non-white faces just to dispel.
What non-white people are going to want to be in a UKIP brochure?
Well, they didn't even nick a picture off the internet without people's permission. I don't
know.
know.
They've got into more trouble.
What, being racist or infringing on royalties?
Yeah, well, I mean,
one's the bigger crime.
They can always deny that they're racist, whereas you can't exactly say, oh yeah, I've just got a cousin who happens to be identical to this supermodel that's online.
Yeah, I don't think all these famous people like Naomi Campbell. Yeah, she endorsed us, of course she does. She knows who we are. You bring her up, she'll say UKIP all the way. Yeah, that story did lead to a ridiculous site on Channel 4 News, a report pointing out to the UKIP party that there weren't any white faces, and they in turn said, that's racist. They're not saying they're racist. That is racist.
Yeah.
It's frankly stuff. They're just trying to demonise UKIP. They're giving them too much power. Give them the microphone.
Yeah.
Because UKIP and BNP appear on Question Time more times than the elected parties. It's like, what are you doing? You just want them to be interesting.
Well, the BNP's only been on Question Time once or twice, surely.
Sure, but UKIP appear, well, for ours certainly, gets a lot of coverage.
Anyone from the English Defence League have been on Question Time?
No, I do. I don't keep that extensive of you on Question Time.
Ironically, for a party that's named the English Defence League, none of them are particularly fluent in the English language, so I would guess that they probably weren't asked to be on BBC's prime political debate show. Yes. We've rather wandered into the somewhat sticky domain of politics, which is a subject none of us particularly know a lot about.
No, alright, let's go on something superficial.
Okay, what's your question about death?
Oh, good, another light subject. What happens at the end?
What? In the universe, well, the galaxies will have drifted so far apart from each other that you won't be able to see anything, and light will in effect come to an end, and one by one every single atom and molecule in the universe will burn itself out and break up into its tinier and tinier particles until there is absolutely nothing left in the universe. That's what happens at the end.
And then God reads the credits.
Yeah.
That was the universe.
You have been watching in order appearance.
Those little things that crawl from the water, the dinosaurs, that'd be brilliant. That'd be a great sequence. As for this, it's just me saying, thanks very much. It's TalkingTosh, Simple ABD, Brendan, yeah. Also, I use full sentences, I don't like just mumble the various names and so people fill in the blanks.
Well, what if, once the universe comes to an end and a new one starts up? That's one theory. What if each universe is the credit sequence to the one before. Because the laws of physics could be so completely different that everything we perceive as reality and other living beings and and all the stars and planets around us could just be the previous universe's concept of a credit sequence. It's all perception.
Sure. Maybe the next universe is their best bit of scripture.
What if the
Our
universe
got better.
that comes after us is populated by sentient words scrolling up a screen? No, but they perceive themselves as being living creatures.
We're quite alive. Always travelling. Pretty nomadic. Always going up.
Anyway, is up.
You say what?
The only way is Essex.
The only way is Essex, so the only way is up. Yeah, that works.
Yeah, all those people on Towie having a good old meet up. Old Chantel and Rochelle and Hell's Bells.
Good Essex name. Yes, Hell's Bells. She's my favourite. Or he. Don't know what gender Hell's Bells is meant to be.
It's alright, they take their clothes off so often that you only have to watch it for about 5 minutes before you know. I've never watched it.
No, never been tempted.
I just know what people from Essex are like. Who else can we offend? Let's go back to death. What do you think happens when we die?
Oh yeah, because we didn't actually discuss how we just covered the end of the universe. Once we die, depends how you die. I was going to say it feels like you're just going to really long sleep, but that's peaceful death. I mean, some people are stabbed, some people kick and scream. And
what if you drown? What happens after you drown?
Well, I have actually nearly drowned.
Oh, do tell.
Yeah, I was in Greece with my family, and we got caught in a particularly strong tide, and we started to be repeatedly thrown against rocks in order to be pulled out by strangers. So we weren't drowning, but we were struggling, we would have been pulled out. If anyone saved, like a scary, feels like your lungs are on fire, can't breathe.
Ironically, if your lungs feel like you're on fire, you'd expect the water to put it out.
Yeah, but no, yeah. What's it drown? I don't know. Let's go to the bath next door and hold our heads under for a long time.
Bath next door? You want to borrow your next door neighbour's bath?
No, I mean on the space station, the next room over is the bathroom. Obviously we're in the studio and shit.
Yeah. Welcome to the studio, Mosh.
What do you do?
Well, it records podcasts.
Wish we would edit them. That'd be great. Listen back. What the hours recording do you think people will listen to? I mean, I think people would edit like mock the week never got any issue. They've got 3 hours of stuff to look through.
God, we're not going to record 3 hours.
No,
We've got 2.25 hours to go.
No, there's not enough subjects, not enough D words, and we would flag.
We've got the E and F words on the board.
So back to D.
That's D. Ask me a question about dumb.
What's the dumbest thing you've ever done?
I agree to do this.
Knew that would be your answer? Okay, thanks. Onto that track.
Is a klaxon about to go off? And...
No, as I said at the beginning, we're not QI. Please don't sue John Lloyd. That's a comma after.
Right.
I'm not
Sue John Lloyd, you stole the idea from these 2 guys who make rubbish podcasts. The dumbest thing I've ever done?
Mm-hmm.
What are you talking about? Everything I've done has been perfectly rationalised and well thought out. I'm a genius.
Wow, we're making sure the exception proves the rule that humans are quite dumb. Okay, fine. Rational person.
Yes.
Why are you looking at the dictionary?
So I'm just flicking through the dictionary, just reading things.
Great, okay. Good for the podcast, thanks.
We can't remember the word, I don't know. I know all these words.
It's not a very extensive dictionary.
Rubbish.
Not the OED.
It's the OPD. It's the paperback dictionary.
Like a shop to private detective. Oh, PD.
What's another question?
Alright.
Eisteddfod. Welsh festival with music and poetry competitions.
Entered?
No.
Would you go?
Yeah, I like kind of poetry festivals.
Oh yeah, I've been to Sigma.
Is it good?
Yeah.
Good.
I think there was some sort of act in Northern Coconuts. Assume they played them. No, I'm just thinking some like horses. Maybe it was a dream.
So poor you don't have horses in your part of the world.
Even in Devon, there's horses everywhere. There's too many of them. They're feeding them to the tigers in the zoo.
What?
Yeah, they're feeding Dartmoor ponies to the tigers in the zoo because
they're just ushering a herd of live horses into the tiger cage.
No, the tigers wouldn't know what to do with
them. Mummy, let's go and look at the tiger cage. No, Carl, don't go there. Again, Mummy, that was great.
That's exactly what happens. No, it's there's too many Dartmoor ponies, so they've been chopping them up and feeding them to the tigers.
Right, are the ponies dead first? That's what I want to know.
I presume so, yes. This is very traumatic. Something that's already quite horrifying.
Well, I mean, it's not just tigers. I mean, they're chopping up horses and feeding them to humans. Delicious.
Oh, did you notice a distinct improvement in your meat when it was horse?
No, I don't really think about it.
No, that's not true. I think about what stuff they should get through that.
No, that's fine. It's better. No, surely, that's why we say we're eating lamb instead of we're eating sheep. Because we think of lambs and we think of strength and youth and vibrancy, and the fact that we're noshing into this tender, succulent meat. Whereas if, this is an old sheep, then no, let's eat that.
Why do you want to eat a lamb? It's young and vibrant, it's pretty.
Because lamb is brilliant, it's delicious.
It's adorable. I school buses to
they
drive by a
really
field of
nice.
them and they'd all run alongside.
You've never eaten lamb?
Yeah, of course I've eaten lamb.
There we go. And did you burst into tears when you ate it? No. You thought, this is brilliant, this is...
No, but I was quite surprised when Dad brought home a rabbit, considering that our pet wanted to run away.
Yeah, exactly. You eat it and you think, wow, this is great. I can feel the life and strength that was in this animal coursing through my veins now.
I've never felt that. I've never thought I've taken on the powers of the animal.
Truly,
I've eaten this rabbit and I can spring.
Truly, eating meat is one of the great joys of being one of the top predators on this planet. All vegetarians are idiots for ever thinking that it's bad to do what it comes naturally to us.
Well, you say that, I feel that the same way about Christian sanction of sex for marriage. It's a biological thing, you can't restrict it. As nice as it is to be chaste.
You talk about it's nice to be chaste. No, it isn't. That's just something we tell ourselves because we're hopeless with women.
Well, my point is that...
I'm keeping myself pure. No, I'm not. The girls just keep turning me down.
Well, yeah, you have that excuse, but it's like you can't keep it in. It's biologically unhealthy to keep it in. You do need to have sex before marriage.
You need to have sex before marriage? What, are you just going to swell up and explode?
Yeah, like you've been thrown out of the spaceship.
What? I mean, it's surely it's a choice. You can choose
absolutely, it's a choice.
You can choose to have sex.
You can choose to eat raw meat. Doesn't mean it's good for you.
But no, that's different. I mean, eating raw meat is biologically bad for you, whereas we've developed enough control over ourselves to be able to choose whether we have sex with everyone we meet in a nightclub, or we have sex with girls that we're being in relationships with for a certain amount of time, or we don't have sex for marriage and then have sex with one person, or we never have sex for the entirety of our lives. We've developed self-control in ourselves to a point where we can choose that. Surely. I mean, surely there is no right or wrong decision here.
Do you think people would watch Downton Abbey if it was just a tub and mangle for an hour?
I would.
That is about the pace of the show.
Well, not anymore. I mean, well, not this week, so there's another episode tonight, but last week, there was a rape scene, very controversial, that people were saying, it's very distasteful that, Downton Abbey, which is the epitome of Englishness.
Well, that's why people like it. It's like, look how quaint we were. All these little small troubles. Titanic is just brushed off in a sentence, and otherwise, it's all relationships and
that's
to
why
each other about why they want to ask someone out.
That's why people liked Heartbeat. That's why Heartbeat ran for 17 years, because it was originally supposed to be a show about the transition from the 50s to the 60s, but all the viewers went, oh, look how wonderful and quaint we were back then, and so they never really, made the transition into the swinging 60s. They carried on being, a bunch of farmers and jolly old folk who...
It's 1950-10! Hooray!
Well, no, because it was always set in the 60s. It was always about the countryside is a bit behind the city, and the main characters come from the city and try and bring it in. It was, at the first it was set in 64, and then 17 years later it was still 69. It's like everyone was clearly several decades older.
Well, it's like Fresh Meat, they're going to do a uni semester. So they're going to end up, there's one series or so a year. When they get to graduating, they'll be, 30, 40, the cast of what they wrote.
God, I swear some of the people cast of what they wrote are older than the teacher.
Probably. I'm going to be one of those actors who can pass for 10 years younger.
Yes, you are.
Which will make me by the acting play age of 11.
Are there any shows at the moment out there that have them? I mean, Waterloo Road doesn't really focus on the lower years of story.
No.
The characters can be doing their GCSEs perpetually. And even dramas on CBBC nowadays, stuff like Wolf Blood and Wizards versus Aliens, all the characters in that seem to be 15, 16. There aren't really any shows about young children, which is weird because CBBC is supposed to now be aimed at just 8 to 12-year-olds or something.
Educating Yorkshire features, Unit 7. But, good show. Makes me feel happy. It's also a happy ending. Which is okay.
How Are the people particularly badly behaved?
Yeah, teenagers, hormones change, stressful time, you got their
You people
GCSEs.
from Yorkshire being teenagers, do you?
Yeah, you think they're going to the mill.
Well, no, it's teenagers, you're all difficult and hormonal and stuff, but people from Yorkshire are always laid back, always so relaxed.
Yeah, yes.
They never had hormones.
Stubbornness of hormones.
Yeah, the cast of laughter at someone born 70, surely.
You were.
True.
You're a turtleneck and you're 21 for God's sake. A woman with a nice jumper.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling.
You're trying to be an actor.
I like it. It's my neck warm.
That's what your woman is told. Your knees play up.
They do actually, yeah.
What? Can you tell when the weather's changing?
Yes, so look out my window.
I think the only way I'm going to get a girl is if I look a little bit older. So I should wear a turtleneck.
Shall we just swap clothes live on air? We're not live, but
Or on air. Podcast is not on air. We're in space.
in a vacuum.
It doesn't travel in a vacuum. We wasted an hour.
No, radio waves can travel through a vacuum because it's not sound per se, it's electromagnetic waves which can pass through the vacuum space.
Cool. God. Don't even talking to you for nothing.
Pleasant to talk to,
Yes,
just generally.
Yes, you are,
surely.
Granddad. Sorry.
I don't think I'm that much mentally older than.
Well, I don't know. We both listen to Radio 4 and M&S jumpers. We're quite.
Yeah.
That's posh rather than old.
Yes.
We're not posh, we're middle class. We're super.
Have I betrayed my roots by becoming
Your roots?
middle class?
Enfield.
Well, I mean, my parents were both grew up in the East End, Surely I'm a cockney underneath all these layers.
These turtlenecks, jumpers, ankle socks.
Spats.
Yeah, where has the Radio 4 thing come from? Is that just for friends? How do you pull yourself up from top of your roots?
No, my parents listen to Radio 4. My parents have jumped the class cap, but I mean, still sounds like a cockney.
Apples and pears.
It doesn't. You can't just say cockney rhymes like in a middle class accent. It sounds like you're saying your shopping list.
I'm very hungry. Yeah, because if you translate that just says stairs. Who on earth says that?
Bring me stairs. But do you eat oranges in the summertime? It's so inextricably wrapped up with Christmas in my mind.
What, chocolate orange? I say Christmas oranges. Don't usually eat them at any time of year. Maybe stick to apples.
No, apples are what you eat in the summer, yeah. And then oranges are for Christmas in my head. And then bananas are just when you're a bit low on money because they're cheaper than everything else.
No, I didn't like them as kids because they were stringy and missing. What? Things. In food, not in orifices. No, my mum stuffed.
You said it, not me.
My mum stuffed like a chicken with one and then put bacon.
What?
She put like.
Was the chicken alive?
Yeah, no. In the rural country, you can just pick one up from our neighbours. All of our neighbours will catch it.
You live out in the sticks. You've got past the sign somehow violating poultry with bananas.
No, it was a stuffed chicken, but it was stuffed with banana and it had like ham and stuff.
Why?
I don't know.
Good.
Didn't particularly like the dish. Don't particularly like bananas. What?
Why bananas? It's bizarre. I don't understand it.
I don't understand it. I ate it.
Fruit's alright, but it's vegetables where the real power of the food kingdom lies.
What? Nice sentence. Explain it to me.
Well, no, quite often I go through the day without having a piece of fresh fruit. But vegetables, always want to have vegetables.
I'm the other way around. Always an apple breakfast. Nothing beyond that. Well, it's nothing like a bolognese. Wait, what's that tricky one? Is it fruit and such?
I don't care. But peas, sweet corn, carrots, Brussels sprouts, broccoli, parsnips.
Sounds like the beginning of the spoken word of rap. I think there should be like a soft beat under you.
No meal is truly complete without a nice carrot alongside it. What the hell? It's like the roast dinner is the staple of the English diet.
Staples in your...
Well, I mean, you buy staples from WH&S for like £1, and you open the box, and there's about 3,000 staples in there. Never in my entire lifetime am I ever going to use that many staples. I might as well, stuff them in my dinner, get rid of them somehow.
Yeah, they'll melt down.
Yeah.
They'll go down nicely.
Yeah, invite someone you don't really like around for dinner and just stick your staples in.
And then play with a magnet.
Yes.
After dinner, you have dessert. Invent dessert.
Well, dessert. Surely the English as a race have perfected the dessert. Lovely chocolatey, gooey sponge cake dripping with hot fudge next to a nice cold ice cream with the differences in temperatures bursting in your mouth. Fantastic. You know, what's Scotland got to offer? The deep fried Mars bar. Okay, we've invented one of the greatest ways to round off a food sensation that anyone in the world will ever taste. They've just invented a way of killing people. Okay, I'm going to add to the Scottish library of desserts, and my invented dessert is going to be a deep fried. Deep fried.
Just the sound.
Yeah. Alright. Let's have a think. Packet of deep fried jelly babies.
Okay. That's very hard to do. They burn very quickly.
Yeah. Okay. Blended jelly babies in ice cream. That's my invented dessert. Stick a packet of jelly babies in a blender. Yep. Mix it up, liquefy them, and then pour them over ice cream.
Presumably you take out the packet. You don't just do them in the bag.
No. Unless again, if you've got an enemy round to dinner, then you've already fed them some staples.
Yep. Okay. What would you call this dessert?
Mouth explosion.
Oh dear. Okay. I think we'll leave it there. Dan Luxton, thank you very much.
Thank you.
This has been TalkingTosh with Simple as ABD. I've been Brendan Way. See you next time.
Bye.